Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Dicey Dungeons. So, while we still are struggling with episode 4, the elimination rounds for the most difficult and second most difficult characters, we've done everything else. So now it's time to do the bonus round and just see how different the bonus round is really going to be. It could be totally randomized with 6 floors. It could have more floors. You start with standard rules. You gain a bonus rules when you descend further. Obviously, there's some way to win, so it doesn't just go on forever. But that might be bonus round hard mode. But even then, I think there's an achievement that says beat the game on bonus round hard mode. So there would have to be a victory there. Small possibility that we would unlock some upgrade, some roguelite, L-I-G-H-T, or roguelike contents that would make the other runs easier. At a certain point, I feel like one of these boss battles has to be against Lady Luck, otherwise I don't know how we defeat Lady Luck. Thanks for joining me for another round of Dicey Dungeons. Tonight, let's give a big round of cruelly mocking laughter for our miserable contestant. Okay. This is what I was thinking about in the last recording, is that if you could get kind of a choose your own starting gear set up, that would be great. So you can apparently beat the episode, and then that unlocks hard mode, and then when you go in hard mode, maybe you don't have any starting gear at all, although you'd have to have some starting gear or you'll lose the first fight guaranteed. Battle Axe is obviously smarter, and since the warrior does work with the backpack and the equipment, which honestly is really a boring system compared to the other varied systems in the game. So 2, 3, 4, 5. There are only 5 floors again, so it's not getting deeper. We might just win here and then play a second time. I kind of assume that they're not going to give us the same starting gear every turn, but they may very well. With the extra rules per floor, Trident does freeze and shock. That's really useful, and that's a weapon we have not seen up until this point. So it seems like that might be exclusive to the bonus round. Alright. So, do this. There's an achievement for doing like 40 damage. There's no way though you would do 40 damage with this. You'll do 16 damage with Fury. But definitely there's an extra idea here that you'll want to clear each floor and get the full health upgrades, get the extra dice. Okay. So start each fight with 2 poison or a different rule change chosen randomly. Starting with 2 poison doesn't sound appealing, but I don't know if all the rules aren't negative, so who knows. Let's just go with random. Enemies get 10% extra health. Oh, well, immediately that sucks. Okay. I'll take on the pirate, then I'll take on Sticky Hands, I guess. Let's see. Do this. Reroll. 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 Then do this. And if you're freezing and shocking, that's going to probably make it difficult, particularly early on, for them to do any damage. Or do massive amounts of damage. Let's go with reroll. 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 8. And then win. Next fight gets us full health refill anyway, so let's just take on Marshmallow. Okay, reroll that. Reroll that. Reroll that. 8. 3 in the turn. Having an item that can do shock and freeze does really open up the door to potentially getting some of those achievements around having a lot of freeze effects or a lot of shock effects. Let's see. Uneven turns do shield damage or sword damage versus something that you could choose. Neither one of those are great, but the smaller one is probably your better bet. Then I could potentially shock on evens. Am I going to get a bunch of dice in this run? I could shock. Well, doing damage and shocking I think is better, but we can actually buy both things, so let's do it. See, this is that weird scenario where we're going in with 0 coins, and last time I went in with 0 coins, he still stole a coin from me. I defeated him and earned the 1 coin you would normally get, and then there was just a third extra coin that appeared out of nowhere. I guess the real challenge here is just to look for a massive amount of damage if we can do it. Alright. That and that. And that just shocks everything and makes it impossible for him to do anything. So, then you do that. Then you do that. So I earned 1 coin. There, he didn't even steal a coin from me. And I got 1 coin. Dice value, I mean, you have to take it anyways, you don't have to use it. Can't do anything with the health. Can't buy anything else here. Pairing dagger. Pairing dagger might have had an idea. If your enemy rolls a 6, it automatically catches on fire. I don't like that, so let's go with another random one. Seems like to me, for each character that you've potentially seen, there is a negative effect that will happen here. Instead of causing damage, burning dice disables equipment. A lot of these extra rules definitely feel like they are built around parallel universe rules, or rules that could have been in the parallel universe runs. Okay. Start by just rerolling this. You want that 8 damage, then that, and then that. Okay. Best bet would be to re-roll this to see if you can get a 4. You can't. Just use a fury, and then do this, and do this. Alright, would I want to pick up this health now or later? Not gonna use detonator. Let's take on this fight. This doesn't feel that different, though, from the regular rolls or regular runs. And then I don't think the warrior is just ever gonna have enough dice to get 6 or 7 shocks, unless we can figure out a way to split dice on people. It's just attack and win. Yeah, now I have 4 dice and I have full health. Right, so do that. Roll that. Roll that. Do that. Do that. He's already shocked twice, so it makes more sense to get 2 shield. Block income damage. There might have been a better way to do that. Come to think of it, I could have re-rolled and gotten more shield. See what that is. See what that is. See what that is. And then we'll win there. Okay. Roll a 1, reusable with singularity. Well, the thing about singularity, though, is that if you played it and it was reusable, you could do a 1 on a 1 on a 1 and a 1, and you could just use the singularity infinitely to get a 1 and increase the number of rolls, which might be interesting. I mean, it's the only one of these that is interesting, so I'll take it. Alright. And take full health. And then, welcome back. It's so great to see how hard you're fighting. Let me see what we've got in the back. I must be able to help. These shopkeepers and characters are interesting in that they actually are helping you when it would kind of make sense for them not to be allowed to help you, or that they would tell more of a story that they're actively being traitors to Lady Luck. Candle plus, dice value plus 1, lose 1 HP. Singularity would be a minimum of 2 instead of 1. Oh, I see how this works now. Is that it's not a maximum of 3, it's a minimum. That changes it quite a bit. Battle Axe getting upgraded probably makes the most sense. Trident getting upgraded makes decent sense too. Nightstick being upgraded to just shock enemies over and over again makes a lot of sense also. But even at this, if I got this fully unlocked, I'm probably not going to have 7 dice. to shock 7 times, and nor am I going to have a turn where that makes sense. What I can do is put candle here, and we could see if we could do limit break twice. Enemies can throw unused dice at you. Well, since we're trying to just see everything, going random each time is fine. Countdowns reduced at a double the rate is potentially really, really dangerous. And I think, yeah, we may lose here, and if you really wanted to win here, you would have to control the idea of how this whole fight is going to go a lot better. Okay. Let's roll this. I guess the other thing I could have tried to pay attention to is, am I going to get a full health refill after this? Because if I am, using the candle to get maybe a double fury might work. Yep. Alright, reroll this. Reroll this. Reroll this. Reduce that down. Activate Fury. Now at this point, Fury would do this twice, so you can't double activate a Fury or use Candle. What I would have to do now is, like, reduce that down 12 times, which I don't have enough dice to do that. Fishnet key. Alright. Immediately fishing net is probably better than that. Let's see, we need how much? 7? So we'll only get 3 on this. Okay. Do that. Lock 1 dice on 3. Reroll this. Do that. Reroll this. Reroll this. And do that. And that should work pretty nicely. I probably should consider getting rid of the nightstick, even though it is an interesting thought. It's not going to work. Okay. We can do 6 damage here to start with, and then just 3 damage here. I lose again, and nobody wants to give the cactus a nice, comforting hug. Right. Get your health back up. Move to the next thing. It's interesting, I'm doing pretty good, and we're actually pretty far. So my only real concern here is that the last rule is somehow going to change everything drastically or the boss fight is going to be drastically difficult. It could just be the bonus rounds are not particularly designed to be difficult in the first place. That is believable, certainly. Since there is a bonus round hard mode. Right. Upgrade equipment. Let's upgrade our trident, since that makes the most sense. And there'd be no reason to replace that. Yeah, this is the last things. This is just like the last floor before the boss floor. Each of these current rules have a star next to them, so I wonder if maybe there is a system here where you get the star turning to yellow if you've beaten an entire bonus round with that rule, or if these stars indicate a level of difficulty. At the moment, it definitely seems like... oh, darn it. That sucks. It definitely does, though, seem like they're all silver stars. It may just be a visual thing that doesn't mean anything at all. Right, well, being able to do 6 damage makes sense. Reroll that, reroll that. 8 damage there. And then I only have 1 reroll, so I'm just going to do 2 damage and a shock. I would have more options in the next turn. Let's see. Do 4 here. And then reroll this 4 to do a 3 here and lock. Then reroll this. And then do 5 damage. That worked well. And we'll just save our fury for the next turn. Be you alive or be you dead, I'll roll your bones to make my bread. And at this point, I don't know if there's anything that I'm certain I want to keep. So I need to now power towards the health. Okay. Fury. 16 damage. With another 6 damage. With another 3 damage. And we'll see what he can do. All he can do is blind the dice, which I guess you re-roll here. Okay. 3 we know would do 6 damage. This will do any number of damage. This will do another shock. Last stand, survive the next fatal blow, doesn't stack. Interesting. Enemy countdowns reduce at a double rate to the normal rate. but your countdown stayed the same. So maybe if you beat the bonus round, there would be a good bonus that unlocks for bonus rounds. That would be an interesting thought, certainly. Make the game easier instead of more difficult. Right. That one. Right. I'll just take 5 shield. Yeah, being able to do 12 damage though, that's gonna be a nightmare. 3 damage to do that. Let's reroll this, reroll this, reroll this. 4 damage. And then 5 damage. Weaken enemy, do this, and then do 12 damage. So, 6 damage here. 5 shield there, so that wouldn't work. I could lock 1 damage on a 2. So I absolutely would need a 3. And we got a 3. And that'll win for us, that'll give us Fury for next turn, because our health will be low. And we will defeat the Banshee, get a full health refill, and then see what other items we can equip. Like, ideally, we wouldn't use the Fury now, but it's kind of the only safe way to play it. We'll see what she can do. It definitely feels like there's a decent chance that I will struggle to defeat this boss. Right. Let's reroll this. Let's start with that. I think we have victory here. If we do 5 damage here and 6 damage here. Yeah. And this is oddly just another one of those runs where you kind of are in just a really good position. And it only took 30 minutes instead of taking a lot longer. Okay. Upgrade equipment. Nightstick to shock, we would have 4. There's just no way you would be able to do 7 there. Crescent Moon Blade plus 2 damage. Or Fishnet. If anything, Taser is probably better. Juggling Ball being upgraded, I think makes the most sense. Last Stand maybe makes some sense too. Let's start with Juggling Ball. No. Do I want to shock an enemy or do I want to lock a dice? It's basically the same thing. Either way. But you get double shocks here, so that or that. Just upgrade that. And I won't use last stand because I just don't have enough dice really for that to work. And we're fighting Aofi here, not Lady Luck, unless they throw another boss battle on us. So everything seems fairly similar and simplistic here. We didn't get another roll, so we just need to win, and there's a decent chance we will. I swore I wasn't going to have a fight today, but if you're going to leave it right there. Okay. So start with 6 freeze and hit shock. Charge only shields bashes if she has shields, which she'll work towards that. Alright. Let's reroll this. Let's go and play this to lock a dice. Let's reroll this. Do 3 damage and get a new dice. 5 damage there. We didn't do double damage, but we got a shield. And so he's gonna unlock Fury for me, which is also going to change just how this all plays out. Let's go ahead. Again, lock a dice. Roll here. Roll here. Roll here. Do that. 6 damage here. And another shock. Which probably is better. So we've been using Battle Axe Plus this whole time, and we're not even going to use it in this fight. We're 13 to 43. We're in a very high chance of success now. Sure, you can do 5 damage and unlock Fury. But what does that matter? Activate Fury now. Do that. Do that. Do that. This would be shield damage. So we roll that. Do we win at this point? If we do anything? Yeah. We totally win, so. There we go. All episodes for a contestant has been done. Which, no secondary achievement for beating the bonus level. Honestly, what would you even do with your heart's desire if you won it? No, sorry, silly question. Let's just get on with the wheel. This would be the point where we should win our heart's desire, and it should be some kind of new equipment item that changes everything for us. Anyway, it looks like you don't need to make any big decision about what you would do. At least not yet. Maybe next time. So, complete all 6 episodes for any one contestant. Unlocks this Handyman. Hobbies: mountain biking, knitting. Favorite book: Pride and Prejudice. 6 things you couldn't live with. My left hand, my other left hand, my other left hand, my right hand is a good solid wrench and an electric drill. You thought I was going to name all my hands, didn't you? Nah, I'm left-handed. 2 of the righties could go, no problem. And then reason for entering the dungeons: a lifetime supply of free gloves. So as far as all these challenges and achievements, 5 elimination rounds, 6 elimination rounds, and then it is all 6 bonus rounds, any bonus round in hard mode, and then all 6 bonus rounds in hard mode. And then you get into weirder things like 12 damage or more by throwing dice, which, since it doesn't go on forever, at least not in hard, on easy mode, I still don't know how you would do 12 damage throwing dice. Limit break twice I could have done in that playthrough, but it's just better to get a victory, because I am definitely drawing a line between just beating an episode as a victory versus trying to get every single achievement. We are in the single digits as far as some of these achievements that I've unlocked at this point. 5 or more burn, 5 or more freeze, 5 or more shock. I thought it was 7, but 5 is actually much more reasonable. Burn, freeze, and shock. Then some of these still just don't make any sense at all. So the big question here is, what does this look like in hard mode? Now entering the battle again, the warrior, who somehow is still trying. Okay. Let's see. Hard mode, enemy equipment is upgraded, not yet completed. And we would start with the battle axe. This time your options are rusty sword, or sword, which I'd take the battle axe here anymore. So then that immediately starts with the first floor challenge being all enemy equipment is upgraded, so you're basically doing an elimination round again. Is there any real difference to the runs other than that? Like, it's an elimination round with new rules that pop up. That really doesn't feel like a big change. We'll just have to play it out and see how it goes. Do a certain number of damage on 6 due to poison. Which I do believe there's like an achievement for doing 20 or 30 poison. I think it's a much higher number. I wish there was a way to see that without having to go crazy. Or not go crazy. I mean, go back to the main menu. On your first roll, all your dice are the same number. That's not a big deal. Let's take that. So getting all 3s, for instance, not a big deal. Particularly since you have the reroll option. So we may just burn through the second attempt on this fairly easily. I don't know how I could get double poison though, or 30 poison on an enemy without getting the equipment that is double poison. Roll that, and roll that. Then roll that. not great. 6 damage, restore 3 health. Okay. We then roll this. Then roll this. Activate Fury. Do that. And that. And that. Katana, do a certain amount of damage. 3 uses this turn. Not terrible. Bump. Not terrible either. I guess the question comes down to would I prefer bump or a katana? I think I would prefer a bump. Where we finally get to see the bear potion transforming into a bear, recovering 12 health. Start with that. Reroll that. Reroll that. Reroll that. It doesn't seem like the alchemist ever tries any of the potions in a different order. So doesn't seem like I'm ever going to get an opportunity to see her turn into a bear. Sigh, I had a really good potion coming up. What a waste. Of course, the other thing is that even though we've been playing this game quite a bit, it does potentially seem like you are going to still not see all the attacks and all the enemies that you might see in the game. I'm going to hold on to Blight for later and use Elasticart for the moment. You can't make more than 6 moves per turn. That's maybe not that big of a deal, depending on whether they mean rerolls or not. So I'm gonna take that. I'm just trying to play as cautiously as possible. It doesn't feel like these characters. Moves left in the bottom right hand corner, so rerolling does count towards that. So reroll there, that, and that. That worked well enough, but it does seem like that will be somewhat limiting. Okay. That. I could have possibly gotten some more health first. It doesn't matter. Okay. Roll that. That. Bump that. Since I am limited by the number of moves I can do, there is an argument that I should not have a bunch of equipment and that my dice are going to eventually, I'm gonna have 4 or 5 dice and end up using only 3 of them per turn. Fury right now would win the game for me. I don't know if there's a good enough reason not to use Fury. Battle Cry, inflict 5 weaken. Okay. Battle Axe getting out of the way. Or Toxicoo's doing extra damage. Recovering more health. We'll stick with that. And I won't be able to afford... I won't be able to afford one of those attacks. One of those pieces of equipment, and I don't know why that would be the case. Like it really doesn't feel like it should be the case. Bump this, do this, and then you glitch. I should have enough money because I don't feel like I spent the money, but maybe I did. Maybe I just am not really remembering that I spent it. And yeah, I very possibly did just spend it on the previous floor. So I have a 3. I wouldn't want to buy either one of those. I would have done Claw. If we can upgrade Battle Axe, we can get Blight on there without getting rid of Elastic Heart. Otherwise, we get rid of Elastic Heart. Enemies can throw unused dice at you. Honestly, that doesn't sound that bad either. So, instead of going random each time, in this run it seems like we're going to just take what we've got. Okay. Bump this. Do this. Roll this. Roll this. 3 poison. 3 damage, 1 health. This doesn't really feel like hard mode. Let's go. 3 damage, 1 health. First. And then that. Take the health. Take the card. Deal 8 shock damage, shocks the enemy. Well, if I did use that once, I probably would get that achievement for doing 8 shock damage. I'm not sure I even need to do shock damage, though. It's probably better to fight Aurora first. On second thought, no, it wasn't. Okay. Well, Fury on that. Poison on that. 5. Which means all we can do is 2 damage there. Yeah, because I had Fury, it would have made a lot more sense to fight the Rhinoceros Beetle. She's locking things on me. And I might get a new item at the end of this fight, but I don't think you ever do. Reroll. Poison. Reroll. Reroll. One move left. Yeah, if he can do like 8 damage and then 8 damage. Like, ideally you would want to save your limit break here. Can we do that? 6 damage would then need another 7 damage, which if I could get a 4, I would do 8. Okay. So if I bump this, then do this, that's 8 damage. And then that's 6 damage and 5 poison. My numbers were off, but the poison saves the day. And in a lot of ways, I guess the poison had a high chance of saving the day no matter what. So we could get a candle, or we could upgrade a piece of equipment. Let's upgrade the battle axe. Oh, you know what I should have upgraded was the other item. You know what? Let's take the trident. I think that's a good deal. I should have upgraded blight. If that was 12 instead of 24. Would make a lot more sense. Alright, next floor. Any enemy can potentially be the boss of the dungeon. That doesn't sound terrible, because that just means that we would fight somebody early and just win faster. Like, it would kind of suck, I guess, if this bird, for instance, was the boss of the dungeon. But that would be my only real concern. Okay. Alright, what do we want to do? Bump this. Fury this. Do 8 damage. Freeze and shock. Freezing the guy's not great. Let's reroll. I rerolled. I can only reroll once if I'm going to throw anything into the countdown. Bump that. Do 8. Reroll once. That's good enough. That wasn't the boss of the dungeon. Let's go ahead and buy the upgrade to Blight, which isn't even that good. Maybe we should have upgraded Trident, but actually it seems like we're going to have that opportunity anyways. Could have potentially upgraded Sledgehammer, which maybe that would have just taken less room. That's another thought. I should check that out. Take the food now. Take this. Okay. 1 dice roll. 1 bump. 3 poison. That gives us 3 moves. Do 2 damage there. 1 damage there. And 1 there. And honestly, it probably would have been better to re-roll something. And I can do 2 re-rolls. Interesting. Lock 2 dice. Okay. Fury. Do 12 damage and 8 poison. Reroll this. To a 4. Do 8. And then you win. Hee, the rocks will crush you and you will perish here alone. It seems kind of obvious that you're not likely to have... Let's just check this other stuff. Sledgehammer would just do more damage. I'm just assuming that that was the right move. Yep, they're not likely to have extra dialogue and talk like the boss or look like the boss. Maybe you'll see the stage background if they are a boss. But I'm kind of assuming what would happen is you would do that and that. You would just be told you had won at the end of the fight, or that you're fighting the boss at the beginning of the fight. It also may be a case that there's an incredibly low chance that you actually will. Did he dodge? I think he did. Yeah, there might be an incredibly low chance that you actually take on the boss outside of its normal location. Is there anything more to do here? Buy health by all means. Since we have nothing else we can do with the money. Although we didn't really need to buy health, we could have simply picked up the apple that's on the floor. Okay. I'm gonna roll again. That. Do that. Do that. I'm wondering, come to think of it, if it's not counting putting something in blight as a move. See, like we've won here, we have 3 moves left. So if I was to put this 6 here, we still have 3 moves left. Interesting. So blight has an extra value to it because of that limitation. Toxic ooze. Do that damage, adds 2 poison. Can't buy anything, don't need that. I guess the question really would just come down to, do I want something that would do a certain amount of damage? Could I get rid of... I mean, I guess I could get rid of Bump. And Trident. Like, we really are just pushing this towards, can we get a massive amount of poison and then double the poison? But I think you have to get like 30 poison, so I'd basically have to double the poison a couple of times over a couple turns, but Fury would do that, wouldn't it? So we'll take on a risky venture here. Now we're fighting Copycat, so it was more a case that the boss is in the same spot, but it could be anybody. I'm fighting Copycat this time. Means he'll just copy our actions, copy our equipment. Okay. Reroll. 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 And then do this. 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 And this. So I think we'll win here. Oh, wait a minute. If I double the double of the blight, ooh, I could get 30 that way. So we just need to get potentially a decent amount of poison on him, and then Fury on the blight. Reroll this. Do that. Reroll this. Reroll this. Do that. Okay. So then we put a 5 in here, activate Fury, double next action, blight, blight, and that used the last of our 20, last of our moves, which is fine. And now he's at 20 poison. I think the achievement was to get him to 30. Can we do that in the next turn? I think we have a decent chance. He doesn't have a reroll, so he can't do that much damage to me. Right. If we're going to get him to 30, though, we need to put everything into the blight. which has a high chance of doing that. Plus, it doesn't matter what we do otherwise. 19 poison will win the day. So, just re-roll the items. We were one short. Oh well. We win. Hard mode bonus round 1. Oh look, you've won yet another episode? Congratulations. But you still lose even there. Oh no, how unexpected. I've spun the wheel and it doesn't look like you're taking the home a prize this time. And so doing hard mode round 1 unlocks the boss characters finally, so we are going to see the boss characters. Beatrice, favorite food, I sup only on the finest royal jelly. Secret shame, oh honey, I'm not ashamed of any of my secrets, I promise you. Karaoke, go-to, dancing queen, reason for entering the dungeon. I cherish powerful women, and Lady Luck was the only woman I could find who was more powerful than me. Which, yeah, that does point towards kind of a narrative thought here, in that it seems like most of the boss characters in this game are female. I am utterly confused though at this point, because it doesn't seem like you ever win your heart's desire. And so I don't know where you go or how you fight Lady Luck. Well, I guess you do this. To open this door, complete all 6 bonus rounds. So there is another dice character that you unlock at this last late point in the game. And I guess this is the way that you would fight Lady Luck, is that you're going to potentially, what I would guess is what you're going to do, looking at the achievements, which probably spoil this, is that you are going to unlock the 30 or more poison was the challenge I was going for. You're going to become a furry dice, I imagine, and when you do that, you're going to have maybe just 1 episode, or maybe even 6 more episodes, that'd be crazy, in which you play as a furry dice, and then you fight Lady Luck in the bonus round or equivalent as a furry dice. That being said, there's really no progress to be made until we do the bonus rounds with each of these characters. And if it's quick, I guess it makes a lot of sense to do the bonus round in hard mode after doing it in regular mode, because there are challenges around that. Otherwise, if we struggle with hard mode and just get bonus round victories, we should just move forward to unlock that. Noticeably though, the only thing we do seem to be unlocking is progress towards a new character. We didn't unlock a new ability, or really a new item, or possibility of playing the game a little bit easier with more health or more attack, something like that. But yeah, this now points to us needing to do at least 6 more episodes of this series before we even start to think about the DLC, and potentially 12 more episodes before we even start to think about the DLC. And then there's the DLC, And then there's also the 2 elimination rounds that I'm not making any progress on. So there's arguably too much content left in this game for its own good, but we'll continue to try and power through it. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.